Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Queen of the South as we move from Season 7 into Season 8. Today it's a transfer special, a summer transfer special. We are champions of Scotland and we now need to look to consolidate that and make sure that we have a team that is going to hopefully do a lot better in Europe than we did last season, and then also make sure we're keeping Rangers and Celtic at arm's length, if at all possible. Now, you can see here with the squad report, notable weaknesses. There's not too many, to be honest. I was having a quick look at them, and yeah, I mean, we could do with more depth in goal. I mean, couldn't we all? We've got a good goalkeeper and a decent backup. I don't really see that as being a problem. I mean, assists, I mean, you get... It doesn't say in the last 50 games we've conceded 36 times, 15 of the 36. I mean, that's... You know, we're defensively, we're quite good. So I feel like those things are just not really that important. So generally speaking, there's not too much we have to do, and we've got a lot of strengths, which is always that just keeps going and going. So that's excellent. Really, really pleased with the general strength of the squad. I think the one thing we need to do is we don't need an overhaul. We've just got to tweak and tinker and see if we can upgrade, you know, where we can. But if we have a quick look, a few things here. Now, the finances coming into the episode, I don't believe I think we've already got our transfer budget. So we've got about, what have we got there? Committed to spend. So we've got about 70, 80 grand a week or so to spend on wages, 13 million, give or take, to spend in terms of transfers as well. Now, a few things that are already happening. We know that Tyler Magliori is leaving, so that's absolutely fine. He goes off to join Charlton for 3.2 million. And we know that we have signed Mashage, who is going to be one of those guys that's sort of a defensive midfielder / central defender. So we'll see exactly where he fits in, but he's a useful player that's coming end of his contract. Sweden international, so there's not really much to go wrong with there. The other signing that might be happening, this is a right back, a young right back. It says he's a centre back, but I'm signing him predominantly to be a right back for us. So 19 years old from Coventry. Hopefully that goes through. He's transfer listed, so there's no reason why he won't want to leave. We're the only team so far that's made a bid for him. So hopefully we'll be unveiling him as a signing very, very shortly. So that's everything coming into the episode. Let's get this summer underway and see exactly where it takes us. Where am I going to go this summer? I wonder if I'm getting too old for Ibiza. Hello? Oh, hi, Your Majesty. To what do I owe this great honour? A stadium expansion. Well, I've only been asking you for 5 seasons. 13,000 capacity! Can we host our own European games now? So, huge news. We are expanding the stadium, which is magnificent. So 13,000 will be the capacity. Now, you need 8,000 seats to be able to host a Champions League game. It's going to take 11 months. So we're at Motherwell for this coming season, which means we will be able to host our own European games because their capacity is 15,000. We might even get a few extra people in. It might work out for us financially this season as well. So it's going to cost 5 million, which is fine. And yeah, we'll finally, after how many impossible dreams, be able to host our own European games, assuming that we have enough seats. But that should be enough because that's 4,000 seats. If you need 8,000, we already had a 9,000 capacity, I think, wasn't it? So it should work out. We get to host our own European games anyway. And the right back, the young right back, did sign. So 97 grand. Potentially, it could rise a little bit. It looks like after 50 games. And yeah, so he'll be here as of June 9th. We're currently May 15th. All right, a few things to wrap up regarding the league. Motherwell won the playoff against Dundee United, so they will be staying in the league. Mick Team, we saw him last episode banging in a goal against us. 22 for the Golden Boot. We didn't have anybody in the top 4, so that's a shame. Top 3 even. If we go and have a quick look here, Duque has won the Young Player of the Year, so well done to him. That is very much deserved. He was brilliant for his first season in a foreign country. Walker has won the Scottish... Hang on, so what did... That's the Scottish Players Young Player, and so the writers have gone with Andrew Walker as their Young Player of the Season. Goal of the season in the league, it was that Tom Bayliss, well, it wasn't Tom Bayliss, but we had 2nd and 3rd in the competition, which isn't bad. I haven't yet been able to, I'll give you a little bit of time to vote to see who we voted as our goal of the season, but we'll catch up on that early-ish next season. I have won Manager of the Year, so that's excellent. Always nice to win that. And Team of the Season, well, considering we won the league, we have a single player in Duque in the team of the season. That is outrageous. And Premiership Award winners, so that's the Scottish Writers. We had Duque in second, and in second in the Premiership Player of the Season as well. So that's all a little bit disappointing, isn't it? But there we go. That's how the league season has wrapped up. And you can see there, 5-4 it was on aggregate for Motherwell in that playoff, or that play-out, I should say. Playoff? Play-out, playoff? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Okay, we are at the 1st of June, which means contracts have expired. So a few players that have been released that you would recognise. Cameron McPherson, we've let him go. Just wasn't quite... I just don't think he had the pace to be a fullback as I would have liked, an attacking fullback. And we just have enough midfield options. So he's 29 now, so we've let him go. Harry Stone, he was a backup goalkeeper for a while. We've got Trafford and Santizo. We've got another youngster who's highly rated that can play the role of third choice. So we don't really need him. So again, we'll let him leave. And the only other one who did crack the first team, kind of, but not really long-term, came through the academy, Callum Reid. Again, wasn't going to make it, so we've released him and let him go. Now, one thing, I don't always show off my staff members because it's not that interesting, really, but I think we've got ourselves a nice member here. And that is our new head of youth development, Martin McFarlane. He'll do very well, hopefully, bringing these youngsters through for us. So, yeah, very, very, very happy to have him on board. Long-term as well, 5-year deal. Not really what I had in mind for a summer vacation, if I'm honest. Hello? Oh, buongiorno, Leon. How's your summer going? That's a decent offer. That's a decent fee. Yeah. No, I'm interested. Let's call it 7 million and you've got a deal. All right, we have our first bit of movement in the window for the season, and that is Jesus Vasquez has left us £7 million off to Lyon. Hasn't actually gone through yet. 1st of July was when that'll happen. I don't think he's a bad player. He's 25. He's rated 3-star. He just wasn't quite reliable enough. I thought I ended up playing Varela, more times than not at left back when I had a choice between the two, and so I just figured, why keep him? So you can see I was trying to get a bit of a bidding war going, tried to get the fee out to 7.5, but nobody else came in. So Lyon is the team that has signed him. So that's I think that's a decent fee. We're just got to try and get a replacement in now, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. June 9th is the date, so that means that other transfers have happened. So Ilanalu, it just hurts sometimes. Anyway, he's come in and joined us, so that's good. I think he could actually be a decent little right back for us. So we'll see how he develops. Only 19, of course. He has come in from where did we sign him? For Coventry, wasn't it? Was it Coventry? Yeah, it was Coventry. So we'll see what happens with him. And the other transfer, of course, that's happened is Magliori has officially gone off and joined Charlton. So that is good for him, and I think it's good for us as well because he wasn't really in top 3 or 4 choices anymore. So we'll cash in and on we go. In terms of finances, we've moved the money up again. We've got 18 million to spend, so we'll hopefully go and spend it. Okay, we have another transfer. We're doing some wheeling dealing. You see here, we're trying to, not trying to sell that guy, but I'm trying to get a fee. I've agreed with him. If someone comes in for 12.5, we'll sell him, but no one's getting close to that now. But wheeling dealing's going on behind the scenes. But the signing we have got across the line is a goalkeeper, Carlos Perez, 400 grand. He had a release fee of that, which is why we've signed him. The fans think he's a B- signing. He's signed as a backup, 2.4 grand a week. You can see the other ins and outs there. Let's have a quick look at him. He's not as good as Santizo, but he could be a decent backup. My plan for him is I'm going to try and loan him out for this season, make sure he's a first-team goalkeeper somewhere, see how he develops, and I figure absolute worst-case scenario, we should double our money on him. Surely we'll be able to sell him for £1 million somewhere, and that's sort of the plan for him. So he's not in to replace Santizo, but he is in to maybe put a bit of pressure on him to stop getting injured. And of course, we still have Trafford and the youngster. I should point out the youngster for you so you can see. If we go to the under-18s and squad, and we will see that, where are you here, Mr. Warwick? Here he is here. So he's actually got a little bit worse, it looks like. He was a 4-star potential player, but he is potentially decent. So we'll, he's going to be the third-choice goalkeeper. You never need your third-choice goalkeeper. Famous last words, of course. But, yeah, there we go. Things are moving on. Finances are still in a very good position for us. So it's all looking good. We have breaking news this evening out of Queen of the South, where manager Aussie Villain has made his first signing of the summer, with 20-year-old Connor Ong joining from Ipswich for £11 million. Now for more, we cross live to new local reporter Chaz Hogan. But Chaz, what happened to the old guy?
Yeah, I mean, did you hear the other guy, mate? He's hopeless. My bloody left testicle sounded more Scottish than he did. But back to the matter at hand here, where Villain is believed to have beaten Arsenal to the Wonder Kid striker. But out the door to make room has gone Fabian Lutzi.
So here we go. We have made a very, very major signing. Hopefully, anyway, it's going to prove that way. Connor Ong is his name. He's a 20-year-old wonder kid. £11 million we've paid Ipswich for him. The fans only think he's a B-, but you can see they're happy to acquire a born winner. Let's have a quick look now. Arsenal did bid for him. We bid more, and then we went basically just gave him as much as we could. So 34 grand a week. He is far and away our top paid player. He's going to be an important player for us. We can see all the other ins and outs there. We will we'll welcome him to the club, and let's have a quick look at him now. What I like about him is he's got good finishing. His composure could be a little bit better. He's not a jumper. But we can deal with that. But off the ball movement is good. I think you can see that he can play a little bit deeper as well. So I'm thinking there might even be a situation where he and Johnny Angus could sort of rotate between being the front man, which rotate within a game, I should say, between being the front man and dropping a little bit deeper and playing as maybe more of a shadow striker, or whether it be sort of an advanced forward, deep lying forward sort of situation. But I really, really like the anticipation. He's relatively quick as well, but I think that acceleration and anticipation with the finishing and off the ball movement as well, I think it could really, 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 really be a good thing for us. So it's a lot of money we've put in on him, but you can see he scored lots of goals as a teenager. But he scored 50-odd goals in the championship. So I think he could be quite good. I'm hopeful anyway he's going to be quite good. Now that has spelled the end of their time at the club if we go down here, for Lutzi. He will be going off to join Torino in Italy. Now, would have liked to get more than 4.3 for him. You can see I was, again, trying to get a bit of a bidding war going, but it wasn't happening. And yeah, I mean, we signed him for 900 grand last season after multiple seasons on loan. I'll be honest, he disappointed me last season, and that's the main reason why we've moved him on. Now, there's a little bit of news on Europe to catch us up on. The league has moved up 3 places to 7th. Now, that's more of a reputation thing than anything, but you can see there the league is now above Turkey, it's now above Switzerland, Holland, and sort of almost level, according to this, on reputation with France and Portugal. So that's obviously good. And if we go down here, you can see we've managed to somehow, despite being shocking in Europe last season, rise up 5 places to 38th. I'm not sure how we've done that. I know how we've done that, because we weren't defending any coefficient points, so we've gone up 6 points, despite the fact we were terrible. So this season coming is going to be our last sort of free hit with no points to defend. So if we can have a good season here, then we could hopefully anyway start and push up, maybe even inside the top 20 if we can really have a good European season. So that's everything there. You can see some homegrown players as well. Bermudez is the big one, isn't he? That's going to massively help us. And a couple of minor outs I should catch you up on. We can see them here. 2 of the club-trained players that I was trying to make something of. Jamie Watson has gone off to Spartans, and Joe Hardy has gone off to Kilmarnock. So we've given up on them. But yeah, that's fine. They weren't quite at it, were they? All right, it is July 1st, which means that transfers are open all the way across Europe, and of course, any player joining end of a contract can join, which means we've got Wilgo Marche. He has officially joined us, a B- signing. This was my feeble attempt to try and replace Paredes. Let's hope he kind of works out for us. He's not overly expensive, so we'll just kind of see what happens there. And it, of course, means that Lutzi has officially left. He's worth less than what he was worth with us. Maybe there wasn't one for us to do. And Jesus Vazquez has left as well to go off and join Lyon, which is a strange one because they have a wonder kid left back of their own. So I wonder if we can maybe try and pry him away. We are a little bit short at left back just now, but we'll work on that. The money for those transfers had already kind of been given to us, so there's no real change on that front. And we will go and have a look now and see what else is available for us. Left back we need, and maybe a right back. I don't think we need that much. We definitely need a left back, though.
Good summer, Wheats? Excellent, mate. Good to hear. Good to hear. Sentizo, where are you going, mate? Sheffield United? Says who?
You don't have a release fee, mate. Oh, you do? Well, don't go to Sheffield, mate. What's it going to take for you to stay here? 100 grand a week. Let me help you with those bags.
All right, so this was not expected and not in the plan. Santizo has left 15.5 million. He had a release fee, which I had forgotten completely was there. And so he's gone to Sheffield United. So, yeah, it's not ideal. You can see his value is very, very high now as well. He was brilliant for us, if not always injured. But, yeah, like I said, the question now is... well, I didn't think it, I thought it. What do we do? What do we do? Do we trust... Trafford was only ever a backup. So we don't want him to be the number one. I guess the question is, do we trust Carlos Perez to be the number one goalkeeper this season? And, I mean, he does have potential there. The plan wasn't for him to be the number one this season. The plan was to send him out on loan and see how he developed over the course of a season. This is put us in a little bit of a tricky position now where I don't know exactly what we do. Finances have never looked healthier. We've got 25 million to spend. The question, I mean, getting in a quality goalkeeper is going to cost a fair bit of cash. Yeah, this is not what I wanted to be doing on July 6th, I'll tell you that much. Okay, we have another out. It is Nakai, 9.5 million. We need money now because we've got to try and find ourselves a goalkeeper. I just also feel like between Ibarra and Bermudez, now Bermudez has to stay because he's club trained, so that's sort of the first thing. It came down between Ibarra and Nakai, and I just thought that Ibarra was a little bit better for us than what Nakai was. He only averaged 7.4 in the Scottish Premiership playing. I mean, he only started 8 games. I was just a little bit disappointed by him, to be honest. So we've sold him. We've got 9.5 million a season after we signed him for free. And again, that's nothing really to be sniffed at. Finances now, they're as healthy as they've ever been. So we might actually, what we might even do, while we are here, see if we can improve some facilities. Because we're never going to have more money. We've got guaranteed Champions League money because we know we're in the group stage. Is there anything else we want to do here while we're here? Can we do anything? Improve youth recruitment. Let's do that as well. And yeah, I mean, we need to find a goalkeeper. There is just there's nothing. I just don't think I trust him. I don't think that I trust Perez enough yet to be the number one goalkeeper. I don't know what I'm going to do. All right, so we have signed a new goalkeeper, 7.5 million, Joe Bursick from Stoke, who we've got 35 grand a week. We're spending some money on players here, aren't we? We really did have to push out the boat to get him. I've had to do what I don't like to do and give a 10% sell-on percentage to the player, which I hate doing. That is how desperate we were. We've had to give him money for winning the League Cup, the Champions League, the Premiership, all things I don't necessarily like to do, but that's as much as we could go on wages, and I really did think we needed to get in a goalkeeper who we can rely on now, and that is this guy. He's ready to go. He's going to hopefully step right in, be the number one, be solid for us, and maybe even nick a few games for us. He's played a lot for Stoke. Never played outside of the Championship, but I'm hoping that he's ready to go. 7.5 million is not... I was expecting to have to pay a lot more. That's not even half the Santizo money. So, yeah, that's our new goalkeeper. Hopefully, he proves to be a success. Now, we have done some other stuff here. We have requested an affiliate club to try and get boost our reputation abroad. We are going to increase the youth recruitment, so that's going to be up to exceptional. The playing facilities, we're going to upgrade the youth facilities, which is good. We're also upgrading the senior facilities. That's going to be down here somewhere because that was done straight away. There it is there. So a little bit more expensive, but that's going to be the senior facilities upgraded as well. So the club off the field is getting to be in a very, very good place. So that's going to be exceptional, I think, if not state-of-the-art. First team facilities and the youth facilities will go up to, I think, is it great? I'm not sure what the hierarchy is. But anyway, everything is moving in the right direction and finances are still looking very, very good. 26.5 million. Do we have one little bit of maybe Stardust player we could sign?
All right, a quick bit of news update. We have an affiliate club. We were given the option of 3. Now, this is just sort of a marketing partnership, as I think I said earlier. So it was Perth Glory, Wellington Phoenix, or a Japanese team. We went with Perth Glory. It was the most expensive one, but basically I didn't want to be Wellington Phoenix, and the Japanese team, I don't know, I wanted to be an Australian team. We're going to be huge in Australia, so that's what we went with. Yeah, so Perth Glory is an affiliate team of ours, and as like I say, it's just a commercial thing. You can see there will be a major benefit to all merchandising sales in Australia. So let's hope that my fellow countrymen go out and buy a Queen of the South shirt, and we'll try and get a few more of these affiliate teams, I think, because we don't have anybody, or we do have an Athletic, which is, I'm not quite sure what that is. But anyway, yeah, so we will try and get a few more of these and start to build things off the field. We need to get Ed Woodward in for that, don't we? But anyway, we'll see how we go. All right, we have another signing in. Now, this is one that, well, it's a left-back, which is important. We've got him on loan. It's a Belgian 21-year-old Jurgen van der Molen from Anderlecht. We're paying a little bit of a loan fee, next to nothing in wages. We have the option to buy for 1.8, which is, I think, important. You can see there that star rating wise, he isn't too bad. The fans think he's okay. Let's have a look at him. This guy's been, the scouts found him when he was about 16, 17. And I've just never been completely convinced of completely convinced by him or what the scouts have seen in him. But I figure we need a left back. Now's as good a time as any. We can loan him in. If he works out, we can then buy him for 1.8. He's a model citizen. He's good physically. He's maybe not the best in a tackle, but he's not bad defensively. He's not the best getting forward. So we'll just see what happens, really. If he comes off, as I say, he comes off. He's played a couple of games in the Jupiter League for Anderlecht last season. He'll be back up for us to Varela, and yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens with him. So I think for now, we're sort of a week out from our first game in the Premiership, which is against St Mirren. So I think for now we might be done, but we'll see. We do still have the money to spend. Of course, the window is still open for another month or so. So there's no need to rush in and waste money, but I do like to get my transfers done in the special. All right, we are at game day of our first game of the Premiership season. It's Motherwell. It's St Mirren away. It is St Mirren at home, Livingston away to start the season off. You can see pre-season has gone quite well, including a 4-0 win over Juventus away from home. What a performance that is. Club Athletic, we beat Bilbao. We beat Atletico Madrid away from home. We drew with Ajax, and we beat Marseille as well. Did have a bit of an off day against Inter, but that wasn't necessarily our strongest side. So I am always a little bit cautious to read too much into the friendlies, but that could have gone a lot worse, couldn't it? So that's all very promising indeed. Now, let's have a quick look and see what we have to start things off here. We start at the top. We've got our strikers. We've got the new man, Connor Ong. Very high hopes for him. We've got Johnson, who can play there along with Angus. I think Angus will more likely be the competition there. And, of course, the youngster, Clockety, he's club trained. He needs to stay at the club. And let's hope this is a season where he starts to kick on a little bit. I'm actually tempted to try and get him out on loan. He just needs to. He's almost there, isn't he? He's a 19-year-old. He just hasn't quite moved on since, well, almost since he was 15, it feels like. But anyway, number 10's Ong can play back here, as can Bermudez will probably be the main man here, I would say. Angus can play back here. We've also got Ibarra, who did a good job when he played in there for us last year, and I've kept him over that guy, so he's got to work for me there. And Harding as well can step forward and play there if needed. Now, if we go to wide areas, Duque is good over here. Of course, he's on the left foot cutting in. Johnson, of course, played very well over here last season. Johnson will sort of just, I think, well, he's going to be sort of almost first reserve in most positions, it feels like. Angus, I think, could play over here, or more so maybe on the left as an inside forward. McLean as a right winger, I think there's still a lot of potential there for that to work. And the other one is Ganoa. He went out on loan to Argentina last year. He developed okay, to be fair. Whether we cash in on him or whether we loan him out again, I'll have to have a think about what I want to do with him. There's still a little bit of potential there, but if we get a bid somewhere up towards the $250,000 or up, maybe we do just cash in on him. Over on the left-hand side, the only other two players are the youngsters, Gary Turpie, who's developing well, and Damien Allmark, who's back from his loan. Don't mind the red arrows. I'm not quite sure why it does that sometimes, but he's not coming along too badly either, and we'll probably keep him around this season. I'm not, again, got to decide exactly what we do. Damien, if you have any thoughts on what you think we should do, let me know. A little bit further back in midfield, we have, it feels like we're a little bit not quite enough depth, but I think we are fine. So we've got Ibarra, we've got Davenport, who's here and will possibly serve as a backup left back as well. Harding, of course, is still around. One of the new boys is Mashage. So he's in. Hopefully he will do well for us. Bayless, of course, has just been Mr. Consistent since we signed him, so he's still around. Gilchrist, I wanted to try and sell him, I'll be honest, but I just couldn't get a fee anywhere up what I consider to be what he's worth, so we'll keep him for a season. We might look to move him forward a little bit more in midfield, a little bit more often, try and work on that passing, and there might be a decent midfielder there for us. Andy Irving is still around. I toyed with the idea of selling him, but he's a useful player to have. And Razaev, he's quickly becoming a personal favourite of mine, and he's around for another season as well. Centre-backs, well, we've got some good ones here. Andrew Walker is first choice and club captain again this season. Bermudez is still vice-captain. Mashaga, I think I might just stick with that. He can play in defence if we need him to. We've also got one of the new boys, Eleno. I signed him more to be a right back, but he could play there if we needed. Armstrong is another one of the youngsters. He was out on loan last season and back this season. We'll see what happens with him. Positioning, if we go back here, positioning and marking are the two main concerns with this guy. Yes, he just needs to work on that. Otherwise, there might be a decent player. Of course, Bernard, very, very good. He's been for us since we signed him. Leshy, we had a bid for him for about 18 million. But I rejected it because I do think at 20 there's still a little bit of work to be done there, a little bit of improvement to be had, and I think we've got a very good defender. Nicholson, we signed him last season, didn't we? This time last year for just over $1 million. This season he needs to play a little bit more, and with Magliori moving out, that should free up the game time for him to play. And the other one we just saw, Ilano, he's there twice for some reason. Right backs, Ayrton is back on loan again this season. He's good and he's looking like he's getting better, which is always nice. Gilchrist, of course, can play here, as can Ilanu. So those two will sort of share the role of giving Ayrton some time off. Over at the left, Varela, he's going to be first choice this season. We've got the loanee in. Really, really curious to see what happens with him. It's one of those that the scouts rate that I just don't quite see it, but we'll find out this season if he's worth keeping or not. Model citizen, though, will give him a little bit of a benefit. And to be honest, 1.8 million might be worth signing him, even if we don't intend on using him as second choice. But we'll wait and see what happens there. And of course, as I said, Davenport will probably fill in there if we need him to. Goalkeepers, another of the new boys in Bursic. I'm hoping he will just come and slide straight in for us, and we won't miss Santizo at all. The backup is Trafford. And then we've got Perez as well. I'm still trying to get him out on loan. No one wants him, which surprises me. Surely there'd be someone who would want him. Sorry, my nose is running like a tap. Yes, I'm not asking for any wages. Surely somebody would want him in, even if it's League One in England. I don't care where he goes. I just want him to play. But anyway, we'll wait and see what happens there. We only paid 400 grand for him, so I'm not too concerned if we just bin him off at the end. That's absolutely fine. But there we go. That is the transfers done and the special done for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe if you do. Let me know how you think we've done, what else you think we need to do. There is money to spend, obviously. 25 million, and we've still got about 25 grand in the wage budget as well. So we can still sign players. We've got about a month to go until the window closes. So there's still time, and of course the luxury we have of being straight into the Champions League group stage. There was no time pressure on signing players, so we can wait, and we're not going to be playing in Europe until the window is closed. So yeah, that really, I think it's really helpful. It takes a lot of pressure off trying to jam those signings in before registration windows and whatnot. But anyway, I'll see you next time as we get the season underway. Our titled defence, of course, underway against St Mirren and Livingston. Take care.